Alright, ladies and gentlemen, back here with some more NFL news. Let's get into it here. So, an update about some more news about the Jets, man. The hashtag Jets have now replaced injured QB Aaron Rodgers as a team captain with a different player. They gave the quote C, which is captain, to Quinnen Williams, their defensive tackle. Now the team has no offensive captains. Last year, QB Zach Wilson was a captain, and he's also currently their starter. But the team gave Quinnen Williams the honor over him. I mean, I would give a random fan captain than Zach Wilson. I mean, I don't see how you could give him a team captain. I mean, maybe the Jets clearly hate Zach Wilson, but you gotta give he's their best player defensively. So, I mean, it makes sense. His team is just such a mess, man. No one thinks Zach Wilson should be the captain of this team. He's just not good. So, not really surprising. I mean, Quinnen Williams is their best player defensively. So, and he's really their captain. So we had some breaking news today. Tied in Tyler Higbee. The Rams signed tight end Tyler Higbee to a new 3-year contract per rap sheet, and the max base value is $30.5 million, with $17 million guaranteed in the deal. That's crazy. Tight end is being overvalued over running backs is insane. This dude hasn't had like 100 yards in a game since like 2019. This dude really isn't worth it. At least in my opinion. 3 years, $27 million. I mean, it's not really a bad decision. It's just isn't great. It's a alright decision. So, we also had some more breaking news with the Rams. Wide receiver Cooper Kupp will return to practice. The team says they will activate his 21-day window to return from injured reserve. So, wide receiver core just got crazy. Huge news for that offense. Hopefully, they can find a sizable role for both Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. And even Tutu Atwell. The wide receiver core is going to be good with Tutu Atwell, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua. We'll just have to see how they use them. So an update, Saints QB Derek Carr, after he suffered the injury against the Packers, in week 3, he is questionable with a shoulder injury for week 4 against #Bucks per the team. It seemed like a long shot. He'll play early in the week, but maybe there's a better chance now this week that he'll play. It was a long shot earlier in the week, but there's still a chance Derek Carr can play this week. The Saints really need him to play. They can't afford to drop a game against a divisional opponent in what will probably be a close NFC South division race. So, the NFL, an update, the NFL and the NFLPA have agreed to heighten punishment for players who gamble of NFL games. Both sides have agreed to lessen punishment for players who bet on other sports while at team facilities, according to J. Jones 9. Exactly how it should be. You shouldn't be suspended 6 games for betting on another sport that doesn't involve you. I mean, it's a W for the NFL. So part of the agreement says that NFL players who gamble on NFL games will be indefinitely suspended for 2 seasons. So, damn, 2 seasons, man. 2 full seasons if they're caught betting on NFL games. That's crazy. 2 seasons. I mean, jeez, that's a lot. So, with this news, breaking, Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams, as suspension's reduced, he can now be eligible to return in week 5. And they freed Jameson Williams, a good decision by the NFL here. And that wide receiver core is going to be even more dangerous for the Lions now, adding Jameson Williams. But good, he's coming back. So, we have some updates for the Baltimore Ravens, some injury updates. #Ravens wide receiver Odell Beckham will miss another game with injury. So Rashad Bateman and Odell will miss the #Browns game. Justice Hill, I believe, is questionable, their running back. So, yeah, another game Odell's missing. He can never be healthy, man, now. That injury with the Rams in the Super Bowl, now an injury with the Ravens already. And he just can't stay healthy. So some NFL news. We have updates from 3 teams. The Dolphins have placed wide receiver River Crocraft on injured reserve and wide receiver Eric Ezukanma on the reserve / non-football injury list. The Texans cut defensive end Derek Rivers. And the Cowboys have ruled out left tackle Tyron Smith for the #Patriots if Tyron Smith is out. Seems like he's always injured. Hey, Chosen Anderson season for the Dolphins. Robbie Anderson, Chosen Anderson, where he goes by. So, update. #Bill Safety Damar Hamlin will make his season debut against the #Dolphins with starting safety Jordan Poyer out per rap sheet. He told reporters, "My heart is still in the game. I love the game," via Ian Rappaport. I mean, I know people are going to be like, oh, but people are acting like he's good. Nobody's ever said he's good. I mean, he's a backup safety. And he only started last season because they had multiple injuries in the secondary. Now, he's been healthy and active. It's just we know he isn't good. I mean, he's a backup safety. He only started last year because the injury. So, yeah. So, Chargers running back Austin Eckler is, quote, doubtful to play versus the #Raiders on Sunday. The team has a bye week on week 5, so he'll probably use the extra rest to return 100% healthy. What a waste of a fantasy pick for people that picked him in fantasy. Thankfully, I didn't. But, yeah, Chargers will still win that game. They probably just want to be extra rest. So, there was a video went around. Chase Claypool was asked on if the #Bears are using him in the best way, and he said, no. They're not using him right. He should be riding the bench instead of playing. The Bears franchise is just a disaster. This organization is doomed. Who remembers when he said he was the best wide receiver in the league? It's pretty ironic coming from him. It's like, how about you give him... how about you give some effort there, Mr. Claypool? He just isn't good anymore. So, per your report, the Chargers are placing Pro Bowl center Corey Linsley on injured reserve with a, quote, non-emergent heart issue via Daniel R. Popper. So he's going to meet with doctors and specialists to gather more information, and he will miss at least the next 4 games. He's going to be on injured reserve with a non-emergent heart issue. So prayers for Corey Linsley. Hopefully also serious. So the Broncos are expected to sign former Saints wide receiver Tre'Quan Smith, per Mike Kliss. Other teams also showed interest in signing Smith, but it seems he wants to reunite with Sean Payton. The 27-year-old caught 131 passes in his career for 1,764 yards and 18 TDs from the 2018 to 2022 season on the Saints. Sean reunited with another former Saint. Well, he doesn't play defense, so who cares? You got some more injury updates from Adam Schefter. The Texans have run out offensive tackles Laramie Tunsil and Josh Jones for Sunday's game versus Steelers. I hope maybe C.J. Stroud can still cook. It's going to be tough, though. T.J. Watt's going to have a field day against that offensive line with them out. The Bears have ruled out safety Eddie Jackson with a foot and cornerback Jalen Johnson with a hamstring for Sunday's game versus Denver. The Bears also placed Josh Blackwell hamstring on injured reserve. Nickel cornerback Kyler Gordon, he was already on injured reserve with a hand injury that required surgery. So, it's about to be the worst game in NFL history. Derwin James is doubtful for Sunday's game versus Raiders, and Joey Bosa is questionable. So, it's just, so many injuries across the league, man. So many injuries. Titans offensive tackle Nick Petit, Free, not part of the nerd community. How do you say that name? Not part of the nerd community. But yeah, apparently suspensions, he'll be reinstated as well from the suspension. Jimmy Garoppolo remains in the concussion protocol. As of today, per coach Josh McDaniels. It's not hard to trust Josh McDaniels at this point. Linebacker Devin Lloyd, Jaguars linebacker, did not travel with the team to London and has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Falcons at Wembley Stadium, so with an injury. So he's injured, so that's why he's out. But yeah, that's all to say for the NFL news. That's all I have to talk about with all the NFL for now. So until next time, peace.